Hello.
Hello, Sophie. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm great.
Good.
Finally back from the holidays.
Oh, how was it? Where did you go?
We went to Italy and we also been around in Norway, so
Oh,
a bit here and there, I guess.
lovely. Very nice. Very nice. Good.
Yeah, the reason why I'm calling you this time, normally we always do these dialogues on Slack or on Google Meet, but today it's a bit different because I'm working on a podcast project, as you may know. It's called Pod Tips, and basically it's about me getting new pod tips ideas from people I know and trust. So I'm calling people in the business and my friends, and the goal is to do this every Monday and get the latest and greatest, basically. So today I'm calling you because hopefully you have some new podcasts you recommend me to listen to.
Okay. Well, I mean, I feel very honoured that you've chosen me. I'm not sure I have any new podcasts necessarily, but I have just some of my favourite podcasts to talk about. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's okay. That's fine.
Okay, cool. So
just to get an idea first, can you tell me a little bit about who you are for the listeners?
I'm the Global Partnerships Director for the Creator Network. So I oversee how we work with our podcasters and making sure that they're happy and that they're having a good time with Acast.
Yeah.
That's good. What I do. And I've been at Acast for nearly 6 years, and I love podcasts. So it's a very good job if you love podcasts.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what I do.
Good. That sounds good. I've known you since October last year, so it's almost a year now, actually.
Oh wow! Wow! Happy anniversary.
Yeah. Okay, great. Just start with your podcast, your favorite podcasts. Just to get you an idea of what I usually listen to is I'm trying to find podcasts where I can learn something, and at the same time, if they are entertainment or entertaining as well, that is also really nice. I also love true crime. So just to get you an idea of my favorite podcast last year, for instance, was Sweet Bobby, which is it's an Acast podcast actually, but it's really, really good. So I recommend that one if you haven't heard it.
I'm a big fan, and Tortoise, who made it, a really interesting company, and they're doing really interesting things in podcasting. So such a good story. I mean, like, interesting story. So that was an incredible podcast. Okay, well, I also love storytelling podcasts. I love stories, basically. And I think you also learn quite a lot through stories. So my one podcast that I listen to every single week, like the one that I never ever miss, is called Adrift, and it's stories about being a socially awkward human being. And listeners send in their stories of like awkward social interactions they've had. And the hosts, Annabel and Geoff, used to host a radio show together. So lots of people who launch podcasts with us used to, do radio or still do radio, because obviously that makes sense. And it's really, really funny. The hosts are amazing. It's that thing, people always say with podcasts, it's a very intimate medium and you feel like the hosts are your best friends. Like, I feel like Geoff and Annabel are my best friends. I know like way too much about them. But yeah, that's just like my absolute, will not miss an episode of that. So that's my top.
Good.
The other one I listen to pretty much every morning. So obviously there are loads of daily podcasts. That's, really popular. The Daily being one of the first ones.
Of course.
So I listen to quite a few of those, ones that are sort of 25 minutes and they tell a story about something that's happening in the news. But the one that I now listen to a lot as well, alongside those, is called The Smart Seven. And and it's an Acast network and an Acast podcast. And their tagline is 7 things. I'm not sure if I'm going to get this right. 7 things you probably didn't know that you need to know. So it's the 7 things you have to know that day. So it's every day, daily podcast, really, really good. And they've also done, versions in different languages, because it's a British podcast originally. And then my last one is, this is like a classic one, which obviously you will know and everyone knows, it's Criminal, which is, so Phoebe Judge hosts it, and it's true crime stories, but they're all kind of really a different take on true crime. So it's not, it's different to what you might normally hear, like a woman who pretended to be a princess, or a cryptic children's book where there was this kind of maze and people had to go and try and find this treasure, and just like super interesting stories. Also, I listened to that podcast whilst I was in labour. It was the only podcast I could listen to whilst I was in labour, and it really helped to take my mind off it. So I'm again, like, Phoebe Judge for me is just like, I feel like she's my best friend. I've never met her, but she also helped me to get through labour. So I feel like I have a really close bond with her. So yeah, I think those are my top 3. None of them are new, but they're all really, really great.
Yeah, apart from the daily, this is definitely a new podcast I haven't listened to. So for me, this is great news. I always try to find new podcasts I can listen to and not ending up with the same ones, like being stuck with someone for a long time. So I'm trying to shop a little bit around and find new great podcasts. And sometimes you find amazing podcasts that you just love and that you can't put aside. So Sweet Bobby is definitely a good example there. And actually lately I've been listening to a podcast called Persona, and it's about Gilbert Chickley, I think he's called.
Oh yes, I started listening to that one. Yeah.
So, the French Deception.
Yeah.
So he's been tricking a lot of people and basically stole a lot of money, and is a huge celebrity in France. And it's that the storytelling is really, really good. The voice of the storyteller as well is amazing. So that one I really liked. I've just finished it.
I love that. And actually, talking of kind of other good true crime ones, this is, it was released quite a while ago, but the Missing Cryptoqueen is kind of a similar vein to Sweet Bobby. And actually, there's another really good storytelling one called The Deep, which is an interview podcast. It's Australian, and it's sort of about the way their kind of description is, from terminal parents to sex workers, extremists and drug addicts. The Deep is a place for thought-provoking conversations that help us explore who we are when no one is looking. So that's just really, really, interesting interviews. So no, I love it. I love a storytelling podcast.
Yeah, have you heard? Okay, this is going to be the last one because we cannot overflow the listeners with too many tips.
But don't get me talking about podcasts, because I'll literally just talk.
Yeah, we live podcasting, so that's we live podcasts. That's how we are. But just one last one. It's called Wild Boys, I think, and it's from Chameleon. Have you heard about it?
Yeah.
That one is also amazing.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the exact story of that now, but it rings a bell.
Yeah, it's about 2 boys that suddenly appear in a village, and they claim that they have not that they have grown up in the bushes and did not have access to internet or phones or any technology whatsoever. Yeah. So they don't have any ID or identification or anything. So
Well, actually, I haven't listened to that one. I've just heard about it, so I'll definitely. Great. That's my weekend listen then.
Yeah, that's a great one. So then you have something to look forward to, for sure.
Yeah. Amazing.
Okay,
Yeah, we're very lucky with our jobs. We just get to listen to lots and lots of different podcasts and explore and discover new podcasts. So it's a fun job.
Okay. Yeah. Just to round it up, all the podcasts that we have mentioned in this episode will be in the episode description. As always, if you like it, share it with a person that you think can have use of listening to this podcast. And for use of, I'll catch you later, I guess.
Yeah, I'll speak to you soon.
Have a nice one. Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.